It's time for our daily dose of cope, and today's episode is brought to us by the Real House Leopards of DC. You have to love her hair in the middle. I'm loving it. I'm standing. All right, so this face says, Trump promised America was gonna be great. Now, today's episode has a little bit of everything. We have MAGAtinos, we have poor and unhealthy MAGA, we have some Dear Don letters, we have utter stupidity. So let's jump into some of these stories. I'm still trying to figure out which is the dumbest group of MAGA, but MAGAtinos are up here. We have George Doylez and his wife. They got stopped driving around. They thought that they could be out while brown. They had their find out season moment. Couple alleges racial profiling in Border Patrol stop they recorded on video. George and Esmeralda Doylez are U.S. citizens who live in Brawley and were headed to a dental appointment in North County on Wednesday. I've skipped a lot of the article to get to this point. I needed to show y'all this. George and Esmeralda said they both voted for the first time in 2020 and then again in 2024, both times for Donald Trump. They said as they watched his mass deportation effort unfold in immigration court and at workplaces, seeing the majority of people detained without a violent criminal record, they both have come to regret their votes. I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time because of the promises that he made that he lied to us about. He lied to us, going after the worst of the worst. He lied on those and he stole our vote. These people deserve this. This dude is 50 years old talking about he stole our vote. No, you gave it to him, even as he talked about mass deportation. They had so much racist rhetoric throughout that campaign, yet you still thought for some strange reason that you were going to be the exception. You're brown. You're obviously brown. What is wrong with these people? They are dumb. Oh, every time the MAGAtinos come, I have to do my little shimmy dance. So here we go.
All of my life, 50 years I've been here, I've never been harassed by Border Patrol on this side of the border like this. This is outrageous.
Why are we not allowed to be here? Because we're not white? Our skin doesn't match?
That's George Doylez. He and his wife are from Imperial Valley, and they love to camp. So when they were headed up to a dental specialist in North County on Wednesday, they decided to explore Jacumba and this area around Boulevard. They headed up this road to see if they could find a campsite, and that's when they say their day took a very different turn.
We didn't think anything of it. We're an American citizens. We're on U.S. soil. Why should we be afraid?
George and his wife Esmeralda say an unmarked SUV started following them and pulled them over. They say Border Patrol agents first approached wearing masks.
So the reason why we're stopping you is because you do U-turns and there's a known alien out in the area.
He told the agents where they were going and that they did not consent to any search.
If you have a dentist appointment, it probably wasn't the best decision to be out in the middle of nowhere.
No, we have the right to travel anywhere we want to travel.
Right, you do. You're absolutely right, you do. And I actually have the right and authority to stop you.
Couple sat in their car as the agents brought a canine.
It's called reasonable suspicion.
Do you think that they had reasonable suspicion to stop you and search your vehicle?
Not at all. Not at all.
The dog did smell a small amount of legally purchased cannabis, so they got out for a full search. 30 minutes in, the agent says he could take their vehicle, but
I'm going to go ahead and let you off with a warning.
George and Esmeralda both voted for the first time in 2020 and again in 2024 for President Donald Trump. As they see his immigration crackdown,
do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do. Very much so. I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time.
Now let me get on poor and unhealthy MAGA's ass. So they wanted to own the libs, but now they can barely afford to live. Many of these people are poor and unhealthy, yet they voted for the Republicans, MAGA, Trump, to strip away their lifeline. Literally. Let's jump into this story. All right, let's look at this Facebook post from Poor and Unhealthy MAGA. Susan says, sounding off, Trump is a moron, capital moron. He should take his tariffs and shove them up his patootie. Jim and I are both on blood thinners that U.S. cost is $500 a month for each of us. I was recently put on Jardiance for diabetes, another $480 a month. And Jim takes a breather, another $350 a month. We obviously cannot afford those prices. Yes, that is with Medicare Part D. So we have been getting these drugs from Canada or the UK, depending. Eliquis costs $220 for a 3-month supply. Xarelto costs $99 for a 3-month supply. Jardiance costs $200 for a 3-month supply. His breathers cost $135 for a 3-month supply. I got an email tonight from a Canada drug warehouse that I have to reorder by the 14th or the huge tariffs are kicking in on the 29th, adding $80 to $100 per month on all our meds. It's ridiculous that we have the highest drug prices in the world. Seniors cannot afford these prices for needed drugs with no generic in the United States of America. Drug companies rather see us dead than give us affordable drugs. Now Trump is taking that away from us too. What an awful president. Trump only wants to prove he is right about tariffs. He has to be right about everything. If you look at him cross-eyed, he fires you or prosecutes you. I voted for Trump. Let's read that again. I voted for Trump. I truly wish I had not. Biggest narcissist I've ever seen. He's not making America great again, but he is sure making it more expensive. Yes. He really is making it more expensive. And now these people are going to have to decide how they're going to come up with this money. And many of these people are seniors. Poor MAGA, unhealthy MAGA, and seniors MAGA. It is a circle that pretty much overlaps. It's sad, but these people voted for this. Some of the comments under the post. Vicky says, I'm on Eliquis and Detrol LA as well as 11 other prescriptions and 10 over-the-counter meds. Without my prescription, I will have a stroke or heart attack. Trump and other politicians do not understand people with medical problems or just don't care. Let the elderly and disabled just die. And the thing is, the Republican lawmakers voted for this. They're voting to take all of this away. And this is all a consequence of their vote. It's wild to me that so many of the Republican lawmakers went along with this. This is the OP. Susan said, I truly feel they feel that way. Take us off the Medicare rolls too. Less money I guess they have to spend. So this woman is getting hit with these tariffs. These people are about to see firsthand how these tariffs are about to tear their butts up. Wendy says, I did a wholesale order from the UK. The price was $187. When it showed up on the doorstep, I was asked to pay an additional $207 in tariffs. I was told that the brokers are setting their own fees for the services on packages above the tariff tax. I promptly refused the package and sent it back. So it's everything, not just meds. And that's the thing. People are about to get smacked because so many people are dumb and don't understand these tariffs and that we pay them. Trump is sitting up here like, we're bringing in $100 quadrillion billion. No, we Americans here in the businesses here are paying the $100 billion quadrillion in taxes. They are literally taxes that we're paying. Susan says, I know. I guess the meds are just the last to kick in. Scary. I'm sure many others are going to be hit with the same thing. This sounds like a dumb MAGA. Sherry says, I'm pretty sure these ridiculous drug prices have been around long before Trump's tariffs. U.S. drug companies create a drug and then sell it cheaper in other countries and make U.S. citizens pay higher prices to recoup the cost of their R&D. Trump is trying to stop this practice. But tariffs are an additional thing. Tariffs are things that he put on there. And this is what y'all are going to pay or not pay and then just conk out because you can't afford your meds. But Susan, the one that voted for Trump and, the OP, she says, then he should exempt meds from his tariffs. And he's not because he doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn about these people. This is a post from the Leopards Ate My Face. It says, white nurse that doesn't make much and has student loans voted for Trump. A bold move, Cotton. Let's look at this under how it started. All right, back in 2029, this was Joe Biden saying, "We passed the Inflation Reduction Act while keeping my campaign commitment. No one earning less than $400,000 a year will pay a single penny more in federal taxes." Big Dave says, "Pass student loan reform." And then Nordic, this person right here, says, "Or pay for your own student loans. You are responsible for taking care of yourself and the decisions that you make and have made, not me or anyone else." Nordic said that August 2022. How it's going. Here's Nordic again. "I'd like to know how my student loans jumped up over 81% beginning June 21st due to the one big beautiful BS of a bill. Things are supposed to be getting more affordable. I voted for Trump, but I did not vote for increasing people burden. I am white." I am white and was not entitled enough to get my loans erased for free. So much for being a nurse. We don't make that much, especially for the work that we do at bedside. I am not white. I am black. And I didn't get my loans erased either. So there's that. Being white, being black, being whatever, it doesn't matter. It just depended on the politician that was attempting to help. But like Nordic said back in 2022, just pay what you owe. Pay what you owe, Nordic. Let's end with a couple of Dear Don letters. In this particular subreddit, they blank out people's names. So we'll just call this woman Amy. She says, "Please, please, please, fascist Santa, please lower my taxes. I pay a quarter of my paycheck and it's brutal. Healthcare is so expensive because of Obamacare. Please, I hope you see this, sir. I need your help. I'm going into debt because of my crappy medical insurance. Thank you so much for everything you have done. I can't thank you enough. Praise Trump. Praise him. Ooh, do a little praise dance." This person isn't begging, but this person really thinks that Trump is going to read these things. It says, "Hi, President Trump. This is off topic, but it really needs to be addressed. It's 2:27 p.m. Friday, the 26th of July. I've already received 42 texts from the GOP soliciting donations. They start at 5:30 a.m. and keep going till 10:30 p.m. all day, every day. Our only option is to change our phone number and never donate to the GOP or give them our phone number for any reason. I receive 40 to 60 of these texts every single day. This strategy of blowing up our phones nonstop all day, every day, a major fail. I know you have a lot of very important things on your plate and you're totally doing a phenomenal job. But this issue is pissing off a lot of people that support you. Please make them be considerate of us. 60 texts a day is ridiculous. But this part blows me. Love ya, Donald Trump. Why do you love a politician? And then it says, "Fix it, Speaker Johnson and Laura Trump." Why do you love a politician? That is the question. Those are questions that need answers. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end that there. Chime in, let me know what
Hi there, welcome to Angel Airlines with nonstop flights to the pearly gates. How can I help you? Oh, you were bumped off your flight to heaven? Yeah, it was probably the MAGA hat that you're wearing. Can you be MAGA and still get to heaven? Yeah. Let's just see what's going on here real quick, okay? What's the last name? Noem, N-O-E-M, got it? Yeah, it is a little warm, isn't it? Might get a little warmer for you, we're about to find out. Kidding. Oh, wow, okay, I see what the problem is here. I just printed out your file and it says that you were bumped from the flight to heaven because of the work you did. It says right here that you died removing ice. Did you work like with a snowplow? I'm sorry, what was that? You worked for ice. Oh! You know, that does make sense. It says you died on the job and you were eaten by an alligator, so I get that now. You know, let's just see if there's any redeeming quality points for you that we can level you up. How often did you feed the children? You didn't. You voted against that? All right, how often did you go to church? Great, okay. How often did you go to Jeffrey Epstein's island though? Yeah, no, that's a big fucking problem. You know, let's just get to the last question, okay? If they did an all-star season of American Idol and the final two were Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood, who would you vote for? Yeah, that's what I thought. Jesus, take your fucking wheel. Oh, that's me. Unfortunately, it looks like the best I can do is a voucher for the 7th level of hell, and it leaves in 20 minutes. What do you think, Christy?